Hola y un abrazo fuerte. Today I'm going to answer a question that I get all the time. Should I buy an existing house? Or should I remodel a house? Or should I build a new house from scratch? Or should I remodel a ruin? So these are very different types of properties, and we're going to go into all of these. I've been getting this question or some variation of this question a lot, so I hope you find this information helpful. Here we go. When you are considering the type of property to buy, assuming you're going to live here, full time, and this is not for an investment property, that's a whole different video. There are two basic questions you need to start with, and outside of aesthetics and bedroom count and all of that. What is your time frame? What is your budget? You have to know these two things before you start to dive a little deeper into finding out what it is you really want. Knowing the answer to those two questions is really going to help you drill down on what type of property works for you. So we talked about basically kind of 4 different categories of property, and now we'll break those down. Property type number 1, when looking for a house in Merida, Mexico, the move-in ready house. I mean, this is the holy grail of house hunting, right? And congratulations if this is you. You're ready to move here and you have the budget and you visited enough to know that you want to live here. But congratulations and well done. The thing with the move-in ready house is your priorities will probably shift from what you think you want to what you're happy with at the end of the day. Like your super priority checklist, you might not get all those things and they might change as you go along. Like, can you live with a 2-story house instead of only wanting a 1-level house? If you're looking in Merida Centro, you're most likely going to be looking at 2 stories. Or can you give up that half bath? Can you have 2 bathrooms and not 2.5 bathrooms? Yes, people can go in the guest bedroom to use the guest bathroom. These sorts of priorities will probably shift and change a little bit, but well done if you are the move-in ready house buyer. Another move-in ready type of property that I think gets overlooked is condos. They're building some new condos to the north of the city. There's a condo building I like in Garcia Jimenez. It's right across from the Park of the Americas. It's like a 70s building, but they have like nice big condos for a really good price. So if you see one of those listed, there's also a condo building in Merida Centro. I can't remember the name. I'll look it up and I'll put it down here. And every now and again, one of those comes available. Those ones are also great. So don't discount condos. It's a nice lock and leave too if you plan on traveling a lot. New construction. New construction in Merida is going to fall into 2 categories: building on an empty lot or buying into a planned development where a developer is building several of the same style house. The beauty of the new planned development is usually there's 2 or 3 floor plans to choose from. Do you want a 2-bedroom? Do you want a 3-bedroom? And construction generally happens faster because they're doing them all at once. You'll have a couple of color options or finish options to choose from, and that can be a really great way to go, especially if your time horizon's a little shorter than, say, mine was when I started, which is very long. That's another video. Building on an empty lot is going to be more challenging for the sheer fact of finding one that's empty or doesn't have something on it that needs to be torn down. And the other thing to be concerned with that is when the attorney starts to look into like the marketable title or free and clear title. I forget the phrase for it, but there is a period of time in which family members could come and lay claim to that. So you also want to be aware of that and make sure that it's truly free and clear title. And then because it would be a one-off build, finding the builder that will stay on task and on time, all of that's going to be a little extra challenging. But if it's the location you love, by all means, do what I did. Be a super crazy person. The other benefit to building on a vacant lot is if you are outside of ENA, then you can do whatever you want. You can build whatever you want. The only caveat to that is a certain amount of the ground needs to remain permeable. So no paving paradise to put up a parking lot. We need the trees downtown and a place for the water to go. So a certain amount of the ground, a percentage, has to be permeable. Another property type is the cosmetic remodel. If you're house hunting in Merida and you can't find everything you want in a ready-made house, but you find something close and it just needs, maybe you hate the kitchen countertops, or maybe you do want to work a half bath into the living area, or, if it doesn't have a pool, put in a pool. What a great problem to have is if you find that rare gem of the cosmetic remodel that's just like almost there and you have to do a little remodel, spend a little bit. And don't discount a house because it doesn't have pasta tile floors. You can put them in. And good luck picking one out, because oh my gosh, there are so many to choose from and they're so gorgeous. Go to the factory, don't look online. I mean, they have them online, but the color pictures online are very different from what the colors are when you're in the store. But woo, yeah, take a trip to Pisos Peninsular and look at the tiles for yourself, because you can always add them. One of the great benefits of finding the cosmetic remodel type of property to purchase in Merida is that you can live there while the remodel is being done, for the most part. I mean, if you're buying a house that has one bathroom and you're remodeling the one bathroom, that might be a little awkward. But for the most part, you can live there because you're just employing one trade, like let's install a pool or change out my countertops, something like that. Property type number 4. Now this I know something about, the historic ruin remodel. Number 1, get your head examined. What a process. Sorry, I have no filter. I'm just coming off the tail end of the house on 66 being completed. And spoiler alert, please stay to the end of this video. Oh, and subscribe. But stay to the end of this video, because at the end, I'm going to show you the pictures, which aren't even online yet, of the house in 66. And then later I'll do the full-fledged me walking through the house tour. I love to do those, but I can't do that till February when I'm there. So anyway, historic center. Wow, you gotta have time, and then you gotta add some time to that, and then you need to tack on another few months. If it's in the historic center, you've got extra time for permitting with INA, the National Institute of Archaeology and History. That can take up to a year. And then time for, if your carpenter's not doing a great job and your builder has to fire your carpenter and get a new carpenter, which happened at the house on 66. And then budget. Things end up being more expensive than what maybe they were meant to be in the beginning. I'm not even going to edit that out. I'm just going to leave that in there for you. Thankfully, in my case, the fact that it took 2.5 years to build out, almost 3, to build out the house on 66 worked for me, because I was kind of paying as I went. And I didn't even have the money to do it all right up front. So that worked out in my favor. But yeah, that historic remodel, buying the old ruin with the high ceilings and the beams, it's a wonderful thing. You just gotta be in it for the long haul. The payoff, totally worth it, but you gotta have a lot of time, and whatever you think it's gonna cost, you gotta pad that budget. Another little interesting tidbit about building something in the historic center is, when INA approves the building permit, it's not the same as when they actually issue the building permit. So your builder may start doing demo in the back of the house. They also may not answer the door if somebody knocks on the door while this is all happening. And they might haul out the debris from the demo in the middle of the night. Once they get the actual permit approved and have that permit on site, then you can really go for it. My house is on 66, which is a busy street. So there are times like just before this guest arrived, my very first guest, I'm so excited. Just before they arrived, we had to fill the natural gas on the tank, and that had to be filled in the middle of the night, not for any shady reason, but because 66 is a main street, that's a requirement. So that's also something to consider. So like I said, the house on 66, which I actually call the blue cactus house, is done. There's still like a little fine-tuning things that need to be finished, but it's done, and I feel like I need a fainting couch. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with the way it turned out. I can't even, words can't even express. Like, I think I cried when I saw the photos. So I'm gonna share those photos here with you now that the photographer took. I hope you enjoyed this slideshow. Thank you so much for watching. I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe and leave a little comment. Tell me if you're thinking about a move to Merida or any other place in this beautiful country of Mexico. And here you have come to know and love. Here's my sign off, which I love doing for you all. Un abrazo fuerte, besitos y cuídate mucho.